Okay, now we're recording. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to Kevin Farrell, an adopted champion. I am so excited to have him around and so excited that I can call him my friend and that he gets on, he helps us. And our top watched Fun Food and Facts in the last year was the last time he was on. So I'm thinking for sure that it's going to be another top watched tonight. So, all right, let me find you. So, oh, here you are. All right, Kevin. I'm just gonna let you take care of it all because I know everything you say is gonna be golden. So if you have a notebook, guys, I suggest you get it out and write notes. And if you think I know this already, I don't need to know this, you're wrong. You always need to hear it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So Kevin, I'm just gonna let you go.
Thank you, Sam. Make sure that you guys can hear me. Sam, let me know that you can hear me. I turned my audio on.
I can hear you perfect. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, hey guys. So I'm Kevin Farrell. I'm a star director in Powell, Ohio. I started my business actually in Los Angeles when I was working in Los Angeles as an actor. I came into Tupperware in 2005, and I love my Tupperware business. So. When Sam asked me to come tonight, I told her that I wanted to talk to you guys about your kit issue. Now, when you do your kit issue as a recruiter, your kit issue means that you go over the kit contents with your new person when their kit arrives, okay? This is really, really important, mainly because my team has grown like 3 times the size in just a year, and I knew that it was really important that when my team started to bring people into Tupperware, that we had a conversation with them about what came in their kit, okay? So there's actually 2 parts to a kit issue. I talk about the products that are in the kit with my new recruit, and then I also go over the contents of their business kit, their business box, okay? So for tonight, I'm just really gonna talk about what happens when I first recruit someone, and then also the first part of their kit issue, which is basically just going over their products, all right? Maybe Sam will have me on another time and I'll go over the business box. We can do that another time because it's just a lot, you guys. So I don't wanna take up too much time tonight with both. So let's talk about the stuff that's in your kit and the stuff that I talk to my new recruits about when they first come in, okay? Now I made some notes today. I don't usually like to read from notes, but these are some things that I want you guys to write down. So as soon as we recruit someone, you need to do these things, all right? So first of all, I welcome them to all of my Facebook pages, all right? Not only my team page, but then like the champion team page and then Shoreline team page, which is really my company out in California, so that they can immediately get welcomed onto all of our team pages, right? Then I add them to all the support groups that are on Facebook. So that's recipes, that is my Tupperware catalog brochure and flyer page, Tupperware mentor groups, all those Facebook groups that are really great support groups for us as new consultants. So I welcome them onto those pages. Make sure that they have on their personal page that they are a Tupperware consultant, because the people who administrate those pages go on and make sure that the people who are on those pages really are a Tupperware consultant. So make sure that they go onto their profile and say that they are with Tupperware USA and Canada, so that they don't get kicked off those pages once we add them, all right? So that's important. I tell them to set up a separate business page for their business. So we have our personal page, right? But then set up an extra, a secondary business page. So like mine is Chef Kevin's Tupperware Kitchen, all right? So that is our business page. And that's where we can talk about our business like 24/7, right? I don't talk Tupperware all the time on my personal Facebook page because, you know, my family and friends know I'm with Tupperware. They don't need to see me post every single special on Tupperware. Eventually, they're going to block me and not want to hear from me anymore. So I don't talk Tupperware 24/7 on my personal page, but I do on my business page. So I encourage my new people to set up a secondary business page for their Tupperware business, okay? And then they can post all their sales specials and recruiting information on that business page, all right? I text them the current sample list So I always immediately, as soon as I can, I will add to my photos the sample pages for current sampling. I take that to my parties, because if there's someone at a Tupperware party that I think might want to join my team, I show them the kit, of course. I talk to them about the value of the kit. But then, as soon as I show them the sampling pages and what we pay as consultants for samples, sometimes that really gets them to join, because they see how little we pay, right, on our samples, all right? So I make sure that my new people have their new sampling pages, and I text that to their cell phone, all right? I also tell them that we need to set up their go party, so their grand opening party. And I try to do that within the very first week. They don't even necessarily have to have their kit yet, right? Because if we go do their grand opening, I can take my materials, I can take my kit, I can take my catalogs and my order forms and my brochures. We want to get that scheduled as soon as possible. And I like to recruit as much as possible at the very beginning of the month, right? Because then that gives us the full month to activate them with their $500 so they can get the activation offer that comes with their Say Yes, right? So it's really hard sometimes to really put the pedal to the metal the last couple weeks of the month when we're trying to, get that activation in with 500. So I try to give them as much time as possible. So let's get their go party scheduled as soon as possible and get that going, all right? So if we get that date scheduled, then I make sure that we set up their go party on Facebook as an event. And I've been doing this a lot lately, and Sam will probably agree, because the power of Facebook means that we can post all kinds of things to that event page for that new consultant. So people who she's inviting to her grand opening party on the event on Facebook, we can post videos, we can post videos that have been made by Tupperware, so they're really professional. The video that's out right now for the mandolin is a great Tupperware video. We can post sales specials and everything to her grand opening event on Facebook. So as soon as she gets her date, let's make sure that we open up that event on Facebook, all right, so that we can start posting stuff and she can start inviting people to that page, all right? Once they register their account, which is really important because, right, we recruit them, then they get an email from Tupperware saying, hey, welcome to Tupperware, let's register your account. Once they register their account, I have them call me so I know that they've done that. And then what we want to do is make sure that we encourage them to sign up for a paid Tupperware website. Now, we can run our business without having to pay for a paid Tupperware website. But I'll tell you, it's really important to have that website because we can just funnel people to our online web store, right? I always have an open Tupper Connect party. And you can't have Tupper Connect unless you have a paid website. So for the last 2 or 3 months, I've always had an open Tupperware Connect party with me as the host, all right? And I just always have that open, and I'm cutting and posting that link, that Tupper Connect link, onto Facebook, so people are always going to order off that open Tupper Connect link, all right? I just did it last week with the $15 bowl sets, right? It was only here for a week, so I posted all kinds of specials about that on Facebook, and then I said, hey, click on this link, shop online, and you can get these 1-week specials. And I generated a lot of business just through that Tupper Connect link. So I really do encourage new people to spend the money, because they'll make it back, right, in subscribing to a Tupperware paid website, all right? I tell them I encourage them to place a sample order, because we want to get our first sample order in, and I'll walk them through that process of placing a sample order if they've never been onto my.Tupperware before. I tell them about the free business cards, because we have the free business cards as a new consultant through Vistaprint. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think there's information online, or talk to your upline or your director or your recruiter. And I tell them to start promoting their business. I'll tell you guys, seriously, the biggest disservice that we can do as Tupperware people is not telling people that we're in Tupperware. No one knows that we're still around unless you guys are out promoting your business. Carry logo stuff. If you don't have logo wear from your upline or your director, go somewhere and have someone letter Tupperware on a t-shirt from, Target or Walmart or wherever. Buy a $5 t-shirt and have someone put Tupperware on it and just wear it around town. People need to know that we're around, and make sure that you always have brochures and catalogs in your car, you guys, because I'm telling you, it happens all the time. It just happened 3 times last week. I had people come up to me who were at a Tupperware party, and they said to me, I didn't even know that Tupperware is still around. And if there are people saying, I don't know that Tupperware is still around, it means that we're not talking to enough people, all right? So make sure you get our name out there, all right? So I encourage our new people to start talking about their business, start promoting their business, and then set up the Go Party, all right? So those are just really simple things that I do. I try not to overwhelm my new recruits with too much information because, you know, if you're watching this and you've been in Tupperware for a while, it's a lot of information, and I suffer from throwing too much stuff at people at once, and I try not to do that even now, you know, this many years later in Tupperware, because I don't want to overwhelm people. But those are really important things that I think are very important that we make sure that we talk to our new people about as soon as they come in. All right, so kit issue, okay? This is really important, you guys. If we bring people into Tupperware and we do not do a kit issue, we are doing them a huge disservice because they don't know what to do with this kit, right? And they don't know how to talk about these products, all right? Now, a lot of the information comes in our business box, right? The purple box, but I like to have a phone conversation or a Zoom conversation or something with them when they get their kit, and I go over all the products, all right? So, and I'm just gonna give you some really quick word choices with stuff that I talk about, even in my personal demos, you know, when I'm doing my own show, as to how to sell these products, all right? So you have your impression 3-piece bowl, and I love this this bowl set because each one of these bowls nests one inside of the other. So really, you only have one bowl in your cabinet because these 2 bowls are actually living inside the blue bowl. These are great for mixing, storing, and serving. Not recommended for the microwave. We have other things for the microwave, so only mixing, storing, and serving. They are dishwasher safe. They are liquid airtight, all right? I like these 2 because not only because they nest inside one another, but they nest with their seals on, you guys. So you always know where the top of the bowl is. It's on the bowl because it's actually nesting inside. So just a really, really great bowl set. So they all nest inside one another, great for mixing, storing, and serving. So that's your 3-piece bowl set. You get a piece of Fridge Smart, all right? And you know, the Fridge Smart sale that's going on right now is the BOGO. This is one of my biggest sellers, you guys, because this really keeps your fresh fruits and vegetables fresher 2, sometimes 3 times longer. And here's why. Tupperware built in a ventilation system in the top. This little lever slides in between 3 positions, allowing your fruits and vegetables to breathe at their proper rate. Tupperware did all of the research to know what's a high, medium, and low breathing fruit and vegetable. They take all the guesswork out of it. This chart is embedded in between 2 pieces of plastic, so it will never scratch off or wash off in your dishwasher. They are dishwasher safe. The bottoms are designed in such a fashion so it holds your fruits and vegetables above their own moisture, so they're not sitting in their own moisture and rotting. So that's why the bottoms are designed the way they are. So high, medium, and low breathing fruits and vegetables. Each piece of Fridge Smart comes with this insert. I encourage my customers not to throw this out because if they are having trouble looking at the pictures and knowing what is what, it's listed in a chart inside this brochure. So some people tape it on the inside of their cabinet or they leave it in the drawer of their kitchen so they have the words of the vegetables in the event that they don't know what this means, all right? When we come home from the store, we like to put our vegetables naked, dry, and dirty. Right, Sam? Naked, dry, and dirty in our Tupperware Fridge Smart because you want to keep the moisture level down. So don't wash first, especially raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. You want to come home, take them out of what you purchased them in, and put them in here naked, dry, and dirty. All right, so good word choices for your Fridge Smart. You also get your breakfast maker, which is great for making fast, easy omelets in the morning time. 3 eggs, 3 minutes in the microwave. No extra butter, no extra cooking spray, nothing. Sometimes I chop some vegetables up in here in my chopper. I add some cheese. I put the top on. You put it in the microwave. In less than 3 minutes, you have delicious eggs, all right? And recipes for this are located on the Tupperware recipe page online and on the Facebook page. So this is really, really awesome for quick, easy, healthy breakfast in the morning time. And there's other things you can do in that too, but that's real quick, all right? Your measuring cups and spoons, really great. You don't have to go into a lot of detail with these. I think our 2/3 and our 1/8 are exclusive only for our Tupperware for measuring for your cups and your spoons. And they all kind of just nest really nicely with one another. So that is part of your kit, measuring cups and spoons. Your saucy silicone spatula comes. It's heat resistant up to like 400 and some odd degrees, you guys. I love our spatulas. They're just great. Nothing sticks, nothing burns. They don't crack, they don't chip, they don't peel. You can pull them apart for easy cleaning. You can use this to ice cupcakes if you want. So that's a nice little icing spatula. Dishwasher safe and heat safe. So love our saucy silicone spatula. That comes in your kit. Then you also get your quick shake, which I use in conjunction with my breakfast maker. And don't underestimate the power of this, you guys, because you know what? I was at a party not too long ago, and the girl said that she was making her eggs in this, and she said they were tough. They weren't very fluffy. And I said, well, are you putting your eggs in your quick shake container and shaking them up really well? And she said, no. And I tell you, I use this all the time for my omelets because when you put your eggs in here, and I actually do 3 eggs and like maybe a couple tablespoons of water. That's how I do it. The water steams your eggs. Because of that little turning around thing in there, sorry, I don't use the right words, that thing. When you shake your eggs in here, it's incorporating air into your eggs and makes your eggs like completely fluffy. I mean, just the most fluffy omelet ever. So instead of just whipping it up with a fork, use this because it makes really, really great eggs. But you know, your salad dressings, your dry salad dressings that you have to mix with liquid, your vinegars and your oils, your protein shakes work up really, really well in here. And this is designed in such a way that this stays up, right? So it's not flopping around, right? So that is designed in such a way so it actually stays up and doesn't get in your way, all right? So love your quick shake container, all right? Great for eggs, great for power shakes and all kinds of stuff like that. Then you also get a modular mate rectangle number 2. And this, I think Loretta calls your everything box because everything fits in this box. I love my rectangle too. But you can put sugar and flour and brown sugar in here. You can put crafting supplies in here. You can put flip-flops and shoes in here because they are liquid airtight. So this is a really, really great thing to organize your craft room or your pantries. And for me, I love the rectangles. And the rectangles are good too because anything that you want to scoop, right, is good to put into a rectangle or a square because you can actually get in there with your measuring cup and you can scoop. You can't scoop out of ovals and super ovals. So if you're a scooper, don't use an oval or a super oval because you cannot get your measuring cup down into those. So squares or rectangles are good for scooping. But I love this, and this comes in your kit. So love, love, love our rectangle number 2. Then your can opener comes. All right, I love our can opener because the can opener is designed in such a way that it does not cut off the top of your can. It just releases the seal. Make sure you start practicing with this, and make sure your consultants practice with this because when you get this down, it's just an amazing, amazing tool to have in the kitchen because it doesn't cut the top off your can, it releases the seal, all right? I know there's many product demonstrations of this on the internet for you to take advantage of. I know my character, DWI, does one. You can find that on the internet. But you do want to walk people through the use of this and demonstrate it at your parties because it does work different than regular can openers because you're biting down on the edge of the can and you're releasing the seal, and then you have to use this little guy thing on the side that looks like a little pliers, and you just go underneath there on the very lip of that can, and you just flip and twist the top right off of that canned good. And no sharp edges on the lid, and no sharp edges on the inside of your can. So this is awesome. This does not go in the dishwasher. It has metal components on it. So I recommend if they happen to slop anything on here to just dry it with a tea towel and then put it back in the drawer, but no dishwasher for your E-Series can opener, okay? Then you guys, the highlight of your kit is this, and it's your Power Chef. This is the most amazing thing to have in your kitchen. I'm telling you right now, it is the best. You need to demonstrate this at your parties because it is amazing. I love it, I love it, I love it. So not only does it chop, but it also comes with the option to whip and blend, right? So you can do salad dressings, you can do eggs, you can do cake mixes, you can do pancake batters, you can do waffle batters, you can make fresh whipping cream, strawberry whipping cream. Ask me for that recipe. I love my strawberry whipping cream. So this is amazing. But let me show you something. When this first comes to you, it comes with this little ring on the inside. It needs to be taken out and put on the bottom where it belongs, not on the inside, or you're going to chop it up and have little pieces of blue plastic in your chicken salad. So take it out, put it on the bottom. That's where it goes because it's your skid guard, all right? And then this is your little motor on the top, so that spins everything around. It's your little, I don't know the words for things, people. Your little spinner, ripcord, whatever, motor, that's what it is. And then your chopping blade, triple steel blade, very, very, very sharp. Please explain to your customers and your consultants, this is incredibly, incredibly sharp. And it goes right in there like that. And then you put your little collar on here, and then you just twist it and lock it into place. This is a brand new kit, by the way, so it's never been used. All right, then you put your motor on the top, and you lock that into place. And then you just pull, and it just makes the most perfect chicken salad, egg salad, ham salad. It just chops everything. And the best thing that you can do at a party is if you're making salsa, put your onion and your jalapeno in first with nothing else. And then show people how that, it's a wow factor, you guys, that will make everybody in the room just like lose their minds, all right? If you put everything in at once and your tomatoes, you don't get to see that amazing onion and the jalapeno getting chopped up. So I do it in stages. So do your onion and your jalapeno, maybe a little cilantro first, add your tomatoes after, all right? Because they really want to see that onion and that jalapeno and that cilantro getting chopped up, all right? And then it also comes with your funnel. So this allows you to add liquid ingredients after you've already put some other ingredients in. And you may or may not know this, but if you put it in such a way and you look down inside, the hole is opened, and if you twist it, the hole is closed. So there's little measurements on the inside of your funnel. So if you need to pour in liquid measurements, you can measure and then twist it, and it opens it up, and it will slowly drip your oil or your vinegars down into your dressing so you can emulsify and make mayonnaises and wonderful things like that. So this is your kit. You want to go over all of these materials with your new person so they know how to go out and do a party. So they know how to go out and talk about these things, you guys. Because once we know the featured uses and benefits of all these things, it makes us a better seller. It really makes us a better seller because we know how to then intelligently talk about these things. You know what? I'm not going to buy this if you just tell me that it keeps my raspberries fresh. Why? 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 How does it work? We need to learn how to talk about these things, you know? And that's why Tupperware really isn't sold in stores. The only thing that I've ever had returned to me, you guys, is because someone bought it somewhere on eBay or whatever. They did not buy it at a party where it had been explained by the consultant how to use it. We demonstrate our products so we empower people to take them into their homes and be able to use them, all right? So do yourself a favor, do your consultants a favor, go through the products with them, either on Zoom or in their home or over the phone, because as soon as we empower our new people to be able to go out and talk intelligently about these products, we are going to help them sell more and they'll be more successful. So I think that's it for this wrap. Sam, are you around?
I am around. I'm sorry, hang on one second.
That's okay.
I'm listening to everything you say, but we were Corky's installing something, so I didn't want to turn on my video quite yet.
No, that's all right.
Okay, so
you get your kit bag. All of this fit inside this kit bag, you guys. This all fits inside there. And the only thing that I also don't have out here is the little bag of tiny treasures. And those tiny treasures are there for us to give to people for placing orders and booking parties and what have you. Use your tiny treasures however you want. That's it.
Okay, so I have a question from somebody I want to ask you. And also, guys, if you have any questions for Kevin, put them in the chat so I can ask them. But the one question we got was, do you get your kits sent to you or your new recruit?
To my recruit.
Okay. All right. Good question. And I do know there are some directors out there that do have them sent to them, and then they come to them if they're local. But she wanted to know what you did. So Anna says, good information to help sell more and teach my new consultant. Thank you. Everybody says thank you. Let's see. Was there any other questions that I missed? I'm just making sure because there's a lot of chatter, which I love chatter. Oh, by the way, one thing that we're really not allowed to do is to go buy something and have Tupperware put on it. We have to get it through our business leader or through Vistaprint. And I know there was some chatter about that too. So I think that was all on it. I personally, I don't know about everybody else, but I have a lot of notes. And I think the biggest thing that I loved hearing you say was it's just an injustice if we don't do it for them. You know, I think people are scared to talk to their new people, and you're right, it's an injustice, right? I mean, they came into this business to get information, and I just love all the information that you gave, so thank you so much.
And you know, let me add something else. This really wasn't about recruiting you guys, but you know, I always take my kit to my parties and I demonstrate all these products, right? And then I throw some other things in too. But you know, you talk about the value of the kit, right? So, you know, this is $69. This is $35. This is $35. All right. So already just those three things, you think about $39 down on your $99 kit. You know, we're not in the business, right, Sam, to sell kits, but we are in the business to sell an opportunity. And I'll tell you, sometimes people come in for the value of the kit, but once we show them more, and this is part of it, and this is really part of the more, which hopefully Sam will have me back and we'll do this on another night. But that's the more, you guys, all right? So yeah, come in for the value of the kit. That's great. You've got great products, but it's up to us to show the new person that it's not just a business kit for $99, $39 down, right? There's a lot more to our business, all right? It's great products that you can sell and make money, but it's also what comes in your business kit, business box.
I agree, and I would love, love, love to have you back on to go through that box. That would be fantastic. Someone just asked, how long does your demonstration usually last at a party?
Like maybe 40 minutes.
Okay.
It depends. It depends on what I'm cooking. You know, when I'm doing my DWI show, it's a lot longer because it's a show. But when I do my Kevin's Kitchen, you know, I do something in the steamer or the pressure cooker. I make salsa always, and then maybe I'll do a small dessert, or I'll make this strawberry whipping cream. And I'll give you that recipe, Sam, so we can post it.
Yes. Yeah, we'll need to post that on Champion for sure.
Yeah, it's so simple, you know. Don't show, I don't want to say don't show too much. And Sam, you'll probably agree with me. I had a consultant once. She wanted to show 3 different cooking systems.
Oh, no, much.
You know, as much as we love all of them, and I love all our cooking systems for different reasons, here's what happens when you do that, you guys. If I show the pressure cooker and the steamer and the grill, right, they're all really expensive. They're going to love each one of those things for different reasons, and then they're not going to know which one to buy. So what they'll do is they'll buy this for $29.
Every time. You can't talk about too much.
As excited as you are to show them a bunch of stuff, don't do that.
We have another question. When you do a Facebook party, do you do Facebook parties?
I do them live.
Okay, so
I go live on an event.
So when you do them, do you do the same demo as an in-home party?
Pretty much.
Okay. Perfect. All right, cool.
And since this is pretty much all consultants talking to consultants, you know, I just did a grand opening party for a consultant who was out of my state. You know, we have to do those grand opening parties for our people, right? We can't bring them in and then just send them out the door. You know, we need to be with them. But, you know, the way that our businesses are today, we can recruit across state lines. You know, I have a lot of people in different states. So really, we should do a live go party for them on a event that they create for themselves. So what I did 2 weeks ago was I did a little demonstration for my new recruit. I made salsa, you know, I talked about this, I talked about that. She had people who came on, then her go party existed on the Facebook, right? So people who were not even there watching us live were able to come back later and watch my demonstration. And then she used that as a training tool for herself that she could go back and watch over and over again so she could get down my lingo. So then when she went out to do her own party by herself, she felt empowered to be able to do that.
Okay, so another question. You said you do a live Facebook party. Does that mean you do a one-time live video, or do you have it go a week long?
I think just one-time live video.
That's what I do too.
Right now. I mean, this is gonna, right? Yeah.
That's what I do. I mean, I'll open it up a week early just to post some things to get them excited, but I only do it once.
Yeah, we did that. And then I just said, hey, you know, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, I'm going to go live as, you know, Michelle's star director, and I'm going to be doing the demo for her because she's new, but it is her opening party.
Anna says, I've never done a Facebook party. Anna, we'll get you to do a Facebook party. Faux show. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, I meant one more thing. She said, never done a Facebook party. Do you get a good response? Do you get a good response in your Facebook parties? I mean, for me personally, not nearly as good response as I do for in-home parties, but mine's like, okay. How about yours?
Okay. You know, I just started doing them about a month and a half ago, and they've kind of been across the board. You know, I haven't quite figured out. You know, some were really good in sales, some were really great in sales.
Right.
I think the important thing though is that you really have to get a commitment from your hostess, right? Yeah. And I do tell my hostess, I say, you know what? It's best that you collect a lot of orders, right? Because first of all, everything's going to ship to her, right? So that helps us with that minimum 175, right, Sam? Because that always seems to be a bone of contention with people. So when I tell the hostess, hey, you know, if the people live in your neighborhood and they're close to you, just collect the orders and then give them to me. I will enter them into your party for you, right? And then we don't need to worry about that minimum 175. But there is an Open Tupper Connect link that people out of her area can jump on, and you know I can get $375 or $575 worth of online orders that we are adding to her physical orders that she's turned into me. So it's a really good tool.
Okay, so one last question for this, and then if you guys do have more questions, feel free to put them in, and then we'll get them at the end because we have one more thing to do. I have a question. Does host buy ingredients or recipes, or do you do an in-home party? Now, personally, my host buys my ingredients. What about you?
It's entirely up to you. When I first started doing my Kevin's Kitchens, I brought everything for the salsa. I had her pick up everything else. But then I started doing more and more, and I was like, you know what? I had hostesses who just said, hey, what do you want me to buy? And then I was like, well, they're making the offer to me, so I just ended up giving them my whole grocery list, and I never had any of them say poo. So I was like, well, then maybe I don't really need to take anything. So it's really up to you.
I believe it's up to you as well. I found in the beginning I was buying all the ingredients, and it was actually really stressful because I was doing 2 or 3 parties a week, and I'd always have to remember to get the ingredients, and I'd forget, or I'm running late to the party to get them. And then I started having the hostess get it, and it's so much easier, you know, and if she forgets something, then it's on her, not me, and we can still make it work. So I don't know about you, but that's a personal thing, but you're right. You got to do whatever you want to do. So, all right. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you. I hope you stay on for the next half because we might have more questions for you at the end. If you guys do have questions for Kevin, please put them in the chat, and we will talk about them. I promise we'll get to them at the very end because my thing is not very long, but I want to make sure we do get through it real quick. So thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to go mute, but I'll still be on.
Okay, sounds good. All righty. So first of all, I apologize about the mess in my background. Okay, there was nothing I could really do about it. I've been gone the last 3 days, so we'll just deal. Okay, but I'm going to talk to you. Say what I really, really, really love is that he's talking about the kit issue, not necessarily recruiting, like he said, but what you're supposed to do with your recruits when you bring them in, because I think everybody's so scared to bring people in because they don't know what to do with their new recruits. And to be perfectly honest, you know, you should be doing them on your own, but if your brand's making new, us as directors are supposed to be helping you as well. But I think it's good to have like a mutual, like we're a team effort to do it together, because we can't do kit issues for everybody that come on the team because there's just one of us. So it's great that you got this great training. I'm gonna piggyback off of it kind of backwards a little bit. So recently, and actually this happened last night, but I've had this question a few times recently, but last night when I got this question, I was like, we're gonna talk about this. So I kind of changed gears for this. So when you're at a party and now you know what you're gonna do when you get a new recruit, but let's get you a new recruit, or at least let's get people interested, right? Let's get them some recruit leads. And the number one thing to do at a party is to talk about it. Talk about it. If you aren't talking about why you joined Tupperware, or how much you love it, or what you're getting out of it, then people don't care. Like, they don't know. They just think it's just some other direct sales business. Because before I got in Tupperware, I used to go to parties all the time, or I'd have parties. I was the party queen. And let me tell you, every time it got to the recruiting part, it literally was like an eye roll. If somebody would get out their business cards or their index cards and they'd read off of them, and none of it sounded interesting. And you didn't hear like her story. Like, why did you join? You know, why did you say yes, right? And so it's really important to make that personal touch. Now, you're talking about it at the party, and someone says, I want some more information on that. And you're like, okay, well, how do I get more information on that? Well, you need to have your info envelopes already made. I have 3 here. I think I have 10 right now. I just made recently, because I like to try to keep at least 10 on hand. Some in my purse, some in my bag for my parties, some in the car, because for real, you never know who you're gonna meet. I'm not kidding you. Someone walked by my house the other day. I wasn't even dressed yet, and I'm gonna go over that, Anna. And Corky, my husband, comes in and says, someone wants to join Tupperware. She saw your car. I went, what? It's like 7 in the morning. I'm not dressed. I can't even believe I'm awake. And so I had to like get dressed for a second and go out. And I didn't even have an info envelope to give her because I wasn't quite awake yet. And I had them made, but I just wasn't thinking. So we talked for like a second. I gave her my card, blah, blah, blah. But I wish I would have thought about giving her an info envelope. So we're going to go over how to make an info envelope so you can have lots of these, and how to do a follow-up with it. So the one I made recently is going to be, you can do it this way. I'm going to show you 2 different ways, and it's going to be up to you how you do it. These are just regular envelopes. You can use, let's see, I have these envelopes here. You can use these envelopes, colored envelopes. It doesn't matter. Whatever you decide to use, it just so happened I had these on hand and I used these. So I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to actually share my screen so I can show you things, because I did mine a little bit different this time, and I'll tell you why. So I bought these little booklets, Where Will the Party Take You? I think they're like dirt cheap, and I'm going to show you on the sales dates where to buy these. And they come in like a pack of 5 or 10. It must be 10 because I just made 10 of these, but we'll see. And then I put my business card stapled on here, just like so. This is Bonnie Alexander, everybody. She is one of our awesome friends in Ohio. She's not a champion, but we love her, and it's so great that she's on the cover. So anyways, it literally goes through step by step. Think outside the bowl, make a difference, how much money you can make, some personal stories. Are you ready to start dating and holding parties? Building your unit, so if they want to step up, more personal stories. Let's get the party started. And then it talks about the Confident Start program a little bit as well. So this is like a lot of information that's all bundled up. They are in Spanish if you want them in Spanish. Yes, I'm pretty sure. We're actually going to look on the sales dates to make sure I'm not lying. And then I actually put this in too. So I don't put in the say yes offer sheet because I make so many of these up in advance, and the say yes offer changes every month. And I don't have to go in and go, oh crap, that was the wrong one, right? So I print up, and I'm going to show you where to get these. I print up this sheet here, and I print up the Confident Start sheets. And I did for a while have the commission summary in there, but when I made these, I didn't, which I'm regretting that decision because there are some people who are numbers people and they want to see like the commission summary, right? So I'm going to share my screen and show you guys. Share the screen. There we go. Okay. So first we're going to go into the Tupperware page and I'm going to log in and show you. All right, so we're gonna go to Salesforce website. And then you can see here, recruiting, right? So the Say Yes offer, if you want that, the recruiting brochure. I click on the recruiting flyer. I save this to my desktop, and then I print it off. If you wanna print this on the front and this in the back, you can. You can actually buy these beautifully made already in the sales aids, which I'll show you, which I prefer because then they're just nice and I don't have to print them and I don't have to use my ink, right? So that's that one that I put in there. You can do this one, our formula, your success. You can, this is the sheet that I was telling you about that I regretted not putting it in there. And you should put this in there. People need to see how much money you can make, right? Let's see, napkin flyer, it's not a job, it's your own business. Isn't this great that you have all these cool things that you can print off and put in there? These are things that you can choose to do. There's a recruiting worksheet. So part of you achieve your goals. So sometimes it's nice to have these on hand. I'm gonna show you something I just bought recently. You guys are gonna love it. So you can print off several of these. So you can say, I wanna make this much money each week times 4, this is your sales goal. So then you have divide by 500, this is the number of parties. So for a standard party, it's $500. So if you need to make $1,000 per month, your goal will be 8 parties per month, about 2 per week. So I'm gonna stop sharing just for a second and show you. I got this so freaking cute, guys. It's like teas for Tupperware. And then you open it up. I'm not gonna show you that because that is a personal document I have in there. But look, there are these little folders that are in there. Oh my gosh. How stinking cute is this, right? And so you can print off like a bunch of stuff or have these things in here or put your info envelopes in here or make this like your recruiting thing. And then you can have this and take it with you to parties or put it in your purse. So if people ask you when you're on the go, you can be like, oh, I have that. And then you can pull out your recruiting flyer if they want more information. I mean, like, isn't that stinking cute, right? I got it in the Tees for Tupperware. I got it in Life is Pretty Good, right? And then I got this one here, and I actually just got this because I'm gonna put like the applications in here, and then some other information in there. So these two, I bought for me. This is gonna be one of the giveaways tonight. I'm excited! You are. I think about you guys all the time when I'm out shopping. Which, let's be real, I do more than I should. Okay, so let me share my screen because we're running behind, and I don't want to go over because I never go over. Huh? I got these at Staples. Oh, yeah. Corky's like, where'd you get those? I got them at Staples. I don't like to tell you sometimes where I got them because it ruins the surprise just in case you want to go get them. But yeah, you can get them at Staples. Okay, sharing my screen. All right. So we have this party goals right here. What else was I showing you on here? Oh, okay. Let's see here. Sorry? Okay, Corky's talking to me. I think he's trying to like chime in. That's okay. I let him. Okay. And so there's that. And then you can even put like, let's see, what was I going to show you on here? Recruiting brochure, recruiting flyer. Okay, wait a minute. We have some chats. Hang on. Let me see what we got. Oh, Pam Callahan did ask where I got them. Target, or not Target, not Target. Did I say Target? Staples. Staples. I'm sorry, Staples. Yeah, I need a lot of those too. Oh, I remember I was going to show you. I was going to show you this. Okay. Let's go here. It's probably not what I wanted to do, but we're going to go to item search here because I wanted to show you this. Oops. I'm going to do a personal summary. I don't want to put my team's personal information on there. Okay, so item search. So you're going to go over here to your sales aids right here and click search. I'm going to show you what you can get. So let's see. Oh, and something else that you can put in these that are fantastic is print off a sample sheet and put it in the sample sheet, because then people can see what we get as samples. And there's another sheet that I don't have right now that I used to have. I wonder what happened to that. That was the most fantastic sheet. It told you things that you could do. Like you could come in as a discount diva, you could come in as a catalog specialist or fundraiser specialist, and all these things that explained it. That was the most fantastic flyer, and I used it for years, and now that I think about it, I can't remember where it was. So if any of you have it, share that. Oh, I have a chat. I bet you it's Pam Callahan telling me, I have it. You need to update your parties up, Sam. Thank you. I do. You're right. I think it's on twchamps.com. I'm going to check on that. You're right. I have parties up, too. I forgot to do that. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Where am I going? Date me, door parties, hanger, date me. No, that's not what I want. No. Brochure, order form, snack press. Okay, so recruiting brochures. So $1.25 for 5 of them, right? Like that's such a good deal. That's such a good deal. And recruiting flyers, $20, or excuse me, $20. 20 of them for $1. You can't print something that nice that cheap. So buy them here so you can use them. I have more chats here. 6 ways to join. Send the files on Facebook. Thank you. Alphabetize the list. Oh, okay. Alphabetize the list. Oh, I've never done that before, but thank you.
Just click on description.
I did just now. Okay, I did that.
Okay.
And then there's this career guide. Oh, look, and it's in Spanish. The career guide's $2.50, but it's like a lot bigger and thicker. It's nice to have that with you. It comes in your kit. Take that to your parties with you and pass it around for people who have questions. And if somebody really wants it, then if you want to give it to them, or you can buy extras. I know they're like $2.50 seems expensive, but they're not if you're going to get a recruit out of it, right? I wanted to see if those ones that we were just looking at, the recruiting ones, if they came in Spanish. Yeah, they do right here. Recruiting brochures in Spanish, recruiting flyers, everything comes in Spanish. Woo-hoo! So that is how you're going to find them and how you're going to order them. So, I mean, I suggest you totally and utterly buy these. They're inexpensive, and just to have them with you on file. And whoever wins the cute tea Tupperware, which I'll be honest, I didn't want to give this up. I like it so darn much, but I bought it to give out. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to take this out. This is my birth certificate. I had to have my name changed when I went back to Ohio. And so I keep putting it in here so I won't lose it. And I'm going to end up mailing you this with my birth certificate in it. And you're going to have to mail my birth certificate back. Not good. Okay, let me see. I have some more chats. That folder rocks. I know it does. I'm going to have to go back and buy more. I should have bought more already because I just love it. It's so stinking cute. So I really hope they have more, because if not, I'll be sad. Anyways, that's it basically for mine. So do you guys have any questions or any thoughts? I think there was a couple up here for Kevin. I just want to go back here and see if I missed anything at the top. Hostess gets it and give a little extra gift as she does. I think the host is more invested in the party when they buy the ingredients. That's true, Laura. Know a lot of great housekeepers. That's funny. Okay, I got all that. Okay, make sure I want. Yes, I know. Who doesn't want this? And I was thinking tonight, what am I going to get? Because I actually bought this a while ago, and I kept forgetting that I bought that to give away. And then I was like, oh, yeah. That's what I have right here. And so this is my giveaway tonight. And it's not like a big giveaway, but, you know, I like to give out something small. Usually I don't give out too big, but I like to give out cute things that we all like and really want. Okay, so perfect. I'm going to do some romper room. Actually, let me take a second to not record anymore. So thank you guys for getting on. I'm just going to stop recording for just a minute.